Hello and welcome to www.collectingluxurywatches.com. Today I want to talk about my Rolex Explorer 2, and I want to share with everybody why this Rolex is so important to me. Basically, for myself, Rolex holds a very special place in my heart. The first true luxury watch I owned was a Rolex Explorer 1 1016, which I bought brand new in 1990. And I enjoyed that watch for many years, and I sold it for a huge profit. And I then, after I I had my gold president thing I went through, I started to think, what watches really make me happy? And I bought a Rolex Explorer 2, very similar to the one I've got now, and I absolutely adored it. It was a Holes case. It had the original Rolex Oyster flip bracelet, and I just adored it. And at the time, the white and the black were sort of equal as far as popularity goes. Nowadays, the black seems to be more popular than the white, but I mean, this is all a fucking fad, really. I mean, I can't say the black is better or the white is better. For me, I like the white because the Submariner is so strong in the black, and I think that the white is just a great colour in a sports watch. Omega has a Seamaster, which also has a white dial, and I think that's fantastic as well. But to me, the Rolex Explorer 2 just looks great with the white dial. Because the original Rolex Explorer 2, which came out in 1970, that's the Orange Hand 1655, it was only a black dial piece. So when the 16550 was released, it came in ivory, white or black. The white and the ivory was something special. So that's why I've I've really warmed to the white dial. And I think a white dial sports watch just looks fantastic. And I've got to say, I've always had strong ties to Rolex, and with my collection, okay, it's true, my tastes have matured. I've got a Patek Philippe as my Holy Grail watch. I've got three Holy Trinity watches, that's my dress watch collection. I've got an AP, PP, and a VC. And I've got some wonderful pieces. I've got a Jaeger LeCoultre Reverso, but I've got to say this to everyone listening. I still need a Rolex in the collection. I could not have no Rolexes. And I think the most iconic watch to have is something that means a lot to you, and for me, it's the Explorer 2. I think the Submariner is a bit passé. Everyone seems to have a Submariner, whereas the Explorer 2 is just a bit more unusual. It's funny because 10 years ago, the Explorer 2 was so much more popular than the GMT. The GMT was sort of the dog of the Rolex sports range. And since Rolex released the ceramic dial version, the popularity of the GMT went through the roof, and suddenly the Explorer 2's become the ugly duckling. And I think this is just stupid. The Explorer 2 is a great watch, great value watch, and I just love it. I think the fixed bezel feature is fantastic, and I couldn't think of a better Rolex to have in my collection. At the moment I've got two Rolexes in the collection. I've got the Rolex Explorer 2 white dial, and the wife has got a steel with white gold bezel Datejust, and I hope to get a Datejust in the not too distant future. And I'd certainly also consider a Submariner down the track. But I must say, the Explorer 2 just means a lot to me. It's such a versatile watch. I love putting the Explorer 2 on a strap. I love taking photos of it in the wilderness. It's just such a rugged piece, and it's just so Rolex. It's waterproof. It's just so usable. You can do anything with it. And the beautiful thing, because it's a white dial Explorer 2, you can wear it in a bit more formal situations. Whereas a Submariner really looks off with a suit, the Explorer 2 white dial, I don't recommend sports watches with informal settings, but you can get away with it. And I think the Explorer 2 is such a versatile watch. I just adore it. And I personally prefer the Explorer 2 with the holes in the case, because it makes it so easy to take the bracelet off and put on a strap. Because I love changing the straps. And the other thing I love about this Explorer 2 is it's got the older Oyster bracelet. That's the bracelet which hasn't got the flip lock, and I find that clasp on it is just, I just adore it. It's the same clasp my Explorer 1 had, and it's just so usable and it's just so friendly. So to me, the Explorer 2 represents everything that Rolex does great, and I just adore it. The GMT features a really handy complication to have. I've used that many times. I normally have my Explorer 2 set to Californian time, so I use local time, and then I have the red hand set to Californian time, because I want to know when are people going to be watching the Archie Luxury channel, because that's very important to me. My videos that I make here and the responses I receive, I really love it, and I constantly wear my Explorer 2 just so I know when people will be watching my videos, and it's a great feature to have, and I honestly think the Explorer 2 is just an iconic sports watch. It's just a great piece to have. So there you have it, Rolex Explorer 2, and don't forget to come to my website www.collectingluxurywatches.com. Thank you.